While we're on this wave of believe the women, which pause, drink it in, it's good. But yes, while we're on the subject of believe the women, there are other groups of people that we need to be paying more attention to and that we should have been paying attention to all along. Here in the 4am Club, of course, we talk a lot about believing the psychics, the mystics, the intuitive people who largely are women who've shown up at this 4am Club movement. But there's other people who have been holding it down with us this whole time. And I'm talking about those folks on the blue Lulu side. You know who you are. And you are largely people of color. Not only have you been doing the work for decades, for generations, to help us see our internalized racism, to point out the systemic racism that this country is founded on, and all the bad behaviors that stem from it, the unconscious biases, the beliefs, the prejudices. Not only have you been doing that emotional labor to wake us up, to educate us, but that core group keeping laser focused on the big contest and on the corruptions coming out of DC. You've largely been BIPOC, Black, Indigenous people of color, and you have held your ground and you have held the line, and you have helped us all see when others have forgotten or didn't want to look at these uncomfortable truths. Your courage, your positivity, your leadership, you've helped us all get through this time. So while we're all having this glorious Believe the Women movement and moment, I want us to remember that they all should have been believing you too, and your lived experience, and your pattern recognition, and your intelligence, and your vision. And let's extend this further to other marginalized groups. We've got LGBTQ plus holding the line, the protest lines, bringing awareness to the systems of corruption that are oppressing them. And of course, so much work has been done right now to protect immigrants and people who are most targeted by this administration's policies. This movement to bring awareness to the truths of the political corruption has relied heavily on the backs of those people who are most affected, most in danger. And you all have been the ones to shoulder that burden. But you're not alone. We've been witnessing, we've been believing you, we've been holding the line with you. But we thank you and we honor you for your courage and your leadership at this time. So as thrilled as I am at the Red Hat Awakening, at the MAGA Awakening, and everyone saying, oh shit, he's really a bad guy. Like, I am thrilled for this. I am here for it. But this will not be the beginning and the end of our awakening. What we are coming into awareness of right now are the voices of those who have been correct all along and who have held the most calm, grounded wisdom and presence throughout all of this. And it's because our lived experience of being ignored, abused, marginalized, oppressed, so much of our wisdom has come from living through that, surviving that, seeing what we see, experiencing what we experience, feeling what we feel, and not being heard. We've been gaining our strength. We've been earning our fortitude and our perseverance through the fires, through decades of our lives of just fighting to exist, fighting to be validated, to be heard. And we have been battling these TikTok streets, holding the light, anchoring the truth, not letting you forget about us and about the truths that we know. So, as we start making plans for all of our victory parties, and as we start crowing our I told you so, as we start celebrating the vindication and the swift end of this regime in every possible way, let's remember that this has been a community effort of all of us who've been ignored, vilified, oppressed, marginalized, fought against, and yet we still stood strong and made our voices known. Because of what we have all done together, holding the line, and now we're moving into a space of vindication. What this has the potential to do is awaken people to the truths of those who've been most marginalized. And not just these things we have been saying, but about our nation's habit of ignoring people who are not the chosen majority. No, what's beginning is a movement of believing all people who have been silenced. It will usher in a rethinking of our culture and of the voices we amplify and of the wisdom that we have ignored that is now becoming louder and more evident that it was true all along. This is a great day. This is a great moment in our movement because we are experiencing the unification of all of our social justice movements together. Fighting for women, fighting for Black, Indigenous people of color, fighting for people LGBTQ+, fighting for people with neurodivergence, with disability, with spiritual ability that is treated like a sickness. We've been holding it down for each other for so long, and now we are rising. We are rising to the forefront as those wise, courageous people who knew and who were brave enough to speak up and never stop speaking up, to hold the line for each other and to hold the awakening and invite everyone else to our movement. This is a great moment, and it's only going to keep getting better.